This past week, Wisconsin was selected as one of only 31 regions in the U.S. to receive a regional tech hub designation from the federal government. Here to break down what this means for our state and what comes next is Lisa Johnson, the CEO of BioForward Wisconsin. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
First off, how is BioForward Wisconsin involved in the application process?
Yes, we were part of the working group that after the notice of funding came out in May, we were a part of that. And the main reason we were a part of it is that BioForward is a nonprofit association that represents Wisconsin's biohealth industry. And once selected, that the biohealth industry was going to be the industry to apply for this tech hub designation, it was logical that BioForward then should be part of this working group, and then later as the lead applicant, since we do represent Wisconsin's biohealth industry.
And I will want to touch on, the biohealth piece specifically in a second. But generally, Lisa, what does it mean for Wisconsin to be recognized as a regional tech hub?
This is really big for Wisconsin. This was a tough application process. There were 192 entities across the nation that were trying to obtain this tech hub designation. And why this is really important for the United States is I think we all agree, especially in the Midwest, oftentimes investments go to the coast. And that's where a lot of our population is, and certainly some of that makes sense. But we also are very proud of the innovation, our work ethic, everything that we have happening, especially in Wisconsin, that more recognition needs to be given to the state, especially in key industries that are really booming in the state of Wisconsin. That when I say biohealth industry, and as you said, we can talk a little bit more about what does that really mean. This is not just about Madison or Milwaukee. This is a state-wide impact to get this designation, because not only is the biohealth industry a manufacturing industry, but the supply chain and manufacturers from all over the state that feed into our industry. And that's how we approach this. So to get 31 out of the 192 designations, and we also received a strategy planning grant. That's just a small amount of money, around $350,000. But when you add in all those applications, there were almost 400 applications, and Wisconsin came away with both the designation and a planning grant.
And how is Wisconsin now going to focus on biohealth as a part of this tech hub status?
Yep. So we already have, just if you put the tech hub aside, we have been focused. This industry, as I said, we have many companies in the space. Companies are coming in here, talent's coming in here, we're expanding. Again, our manufacturers are feeding into it. But with this tech hub then, our focus is now the biohealth. When I say that term, there's a lot of states, a lot of cities. Biotech's kind of that name that people are familiar with. And then we have healthcare. Well, the strength of Wisconsin spans all the way from the biosciences, where you have our research institutions, our research tools and instrumentation. We have companies manufacturing testing, vaccines, therapies. And then you go into medical devices and diagnostics and therapeutics and digital health, where there's a lot of those aspects, especially in digital health, diagnostics, medical device, are really more on our healthcare. So what we've done in Wisconsin, saying, wow, we have strength across this entire spectrum. This needs to be called the biohealth industry. And then with this tech hub, we're going after a focus area called personalized medicine. And a lot of us have heard about that. Very simply is, it used to be kind of one size fits all. You have this drug and let's all take that. That's, whether I have a particular disease, let's just fit it to all of us. Well, that's not the case. We all have different genetic makeups, and that's where science is going, and that's where our industry, and then certainly with personalized medicine, is going, is what can we design for that individual person? And so we've designed our tech hub to come around that area where you're starting to see diagnostics, therapeutics, imaging. AI is big in the news. That's all kind of coming under something we call theranostics. It's kind of a new term out there, but we want to own that. And we want to be saying, this is where we have power in Wisconsin. And federal government, not only should you invest through this tech hub designation, but we're also saying private industry is coming behind that as well. Because I think we all agree, we're not just asking for government. who else, what are we going to do from this state, from private industry? So you have in this in our consortium is Exact Sciences, GE Healthcare, Accurate, Plexus, Rockwell Automation. So we have manufacturers, biohealth coming in to actually attack this and go, we can do more on the front with personalized medicine. It should be in Wisconsin, and government will invest, but now we want you investing as well.
And Lisa, how is this going to impact the economy?
Well, again, I think this would be huge if we get a phase two, if we can get this second stage, because now we have the right to go after phase two, and that's where we get the money. And that's where, anywhere from 40 to $70 million. And again, that's big sums of money. It's not billions, right? But it's big sums of money. And how it impacts it is just being able to even say to the rest of the world, because when you're in Asia and Europe, and because I've worked internationally, they're going, okay, the US government believes the state of Wisconsin is the place to be for this area, for personalized medicine. And if we want to get narrower on kind of this theranostics, diagnostics, therapeutics, and med device, this is where it should be. You're going to see companies, you're going to see talent, you're going to see investments coming in, you're going to need more workforce. We got to be developing our workforce to be able to work in this industry. But it puts the spotlight on us that is very different than what Wisconsin's had before. We're now going in, we are a tech state. We are a tech state. And this has this whole, what's great, it has the science component, it has this IT where it's the AI, machine learning, throwing that all in together. That's what the talent of the future is looking for. And it will bring in what we need in the state rather than hearing the reports over and over again. We're an aging state. We're watching people leave the state. This is where we can build this excitement around a key industry like this to start to change the dynamics of this state. And again, not just in southern Wisconsin, throughout the state, because it also impacts our manufacturers throughout the state.
Lisa Johnson, CEO of BioForward Wisconsin, thanks so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.